Joining us live now is Victoria's opposition leader, Matthew Guy. Matthew, good to see you this morning. So the polls and the bookies have all but written you off tomorrow. What are your chances of an upset?
I wouldn't be taking political advice from bookies, with great respect. We have been going around the state, I certainly have, and there's a great mood for change in Victoria. You can feel it. Peter, I've been in the Latrobe Valley in the last week, in Ballarat, here I am today, yesterday in Bendigo, in Wodonga. People are looking for change. They're looking for a government to fix the health system, to ease cost of living, and not just in slogans, in real action, and we intend to do that.
At the moment, signs are pointing to a Labor minority win. Will you stay on as Liberal leader if that's the case?
Well, I'm not sure they are. I'm not sure they're saying that at all. What Victorians are saying is that there's a great mood for change. We believe that can be a coalition majority government. And, you know, as I said to you, right around the state, you can feel it. Everywhere we go, we can see it. And we're saying to Victorians, now is the chance to change. Now is the chance to move on. You know, you've got to vote him out on Saturday. We can get that fresh start for the state. And I don't accept anything less.
OK, but if it is a minority government in Daniel Andrews' favour, I mean, that would still be an improvement for you or the Liberal Party from where you were. So would you see that as some kind of success?
The only success I want is to lead a government that gets the state out of the economic hole that we're in, that actually starts to fix the health crisis that we have got in this state. There is no second prize for that. You know, Victorians who are dying waiting for an ambulance in this state, 33 of them in the last few months, they deserve to have a system that works. Their families deserve to have a system that works. All of us do, you know, and so we just need to move on from where we are in this government, and this is the chance to do it on Saturday. OK.
If you lose, will you stay on as leader?
I'm not countenancing anything except winning this election. I'm just not focused on anything except that. You know, Pete, there is so much to do in Victoria. There is not about what this and what that. For us, as Victorian Liberals, we've been focused. You know, our plan is sensible, it is reasonable, it brings down debt by $10 billion over the next 4 years. We've got to start to have a sensible government in place. We can win this election, and that's my absolute intention.
OK. On the subject of costings, how much will your election commitments cost?
About $28 billion. They're being costed by the Parliamentary Budget Office. We'll save $38 billion through a range of measures. But importantly, what that will do is allow us to lower debt over the forward estimates by about $10 billion, bring the budget into surplus a year earlier than the government is supposedly forecasting, although I doubt they'll ever bring the budget into surplus in Victoria. But what it gives Victorians is a sensible and reasonable plan economically for our state for the future. OK,
your Shadow Treasurer did not know that figure yesterday. Is he up for the job?
Absolutely he is. He's gone through a lot of documentation to get us to where we are. It's good documentation because what it does do is start to drive down debt, record debt, that Victoria now owes, or will at the end of the forward estimates, more than New South Wales, Queensland and Tasmania combined. That's not sustainable. Right. That's why we will pay $10 billion off that debt if we're elected on Saturday.
Right, it's a pretty big line to fluff though, as an alternative treasurer.
Well, I'll tell you straight out, as the ultimate premier, that is what we're going to do. This is how much our policies cost, and this is how we can save an additional $10 billion on top of that. And the most important thing is that gives Victorians certainty that a Liberal Nationals government will actually act responsibly and be able to, more the point, implement all of the measures that we have said during this election, as I said we would. OK, Victoria has the biggest or largest net debt out of any state in the country. It is daylight second. So how do you pay that down without increasing taxes? Well, shelving the suburban rail loop goes a long way to doing that, Pete, because that project could start off at 50 and end up at $125 billion. The initial monies on that I've said I'm going to put back into the health services. I've said I'll do. We're not going to keep money in, as the government says, a future fund. We're going to try and drive down our principal debt. As anyone will tell you, getting that down, that then saves us, I might add, around $750 million over the forward estimates period on debt repayments and interest repayments. You know, we just have to have a sensible and structured program to do that. The leasing out of sewage assets in particular, another $7 billion. There are ways we can do it sensibly, realistically, and we have to do this. This is the case Victoria's now in. OK, just a final one here, Matthew Guy. Daniel Andrews, he voted early last night. The media were not informed about that, didn't do it in his own electorate either. What's your response to that? Well, I've voted early before, but only in my electorate, and I'll always vote in my seat tomorrow. You can come and join me if you like and bring a Sky News crew, and I'll see you in Templestowe.
Okay. All right, Matthew Guy, we're out of time. Talk to you soon.